Hello, guys. Welcome to Agriclarity, and I welcome you all to yet another episode of PYQ Analysis Series, an initiative by Agriclarity, a sister channel of Clarity for Sure. So, in today's session, we will be discussing about certain questions which have come from UPSC CSE 2022 and 2023, and the topics that will be covered will be from agriculture questions. Okay, some of the agriculture related questions that has appeared in UPSC 2020 2 and 2023. So this will be our topic of discussion today. All right. So let us start the session then. The first question, if you see, consider the following statements. Government of India provides MSP for Niger seeds. The scientific name is given Guizotia abyssinica. Niger is cultivated as a kharif crop. Okay. Some tribal people in India use Niger seed oil for cooking. So how many of the above statements are correct? So here we have to see about what? We have to see about Niger seeds. Okay, Niger seeds. So which statement, how many statements are correct? Okay. So as you can see, all the three statements are correct. Okay. It is cultivated as a kharif crop. It is cultivated to be used as a cooking oil or edible oil, and the scientific name is also correct, plus government announces MSP for Niger seeds, okay, in the for your kharif marketing season. Okay, so all the three statements are correct, so therefore option C becomes the correct answer. All right, this is the correct answer. Okay, so now let us discuss about uh, Niger seeds. Okay, so scientific name Guzotia abyssinica, family Asteraceae, and it is native to Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Malawi, mainly grown for its edible oil and seeds. They resemble like sunflower seeds in shape, but they're smaller in size and black color. Another typical physical feature is that adherent seed coat. Okay, adherent seed coat, and such seeds they can be stored up to a year without deterioration. Then what is the protein content of Niger seeds? 10 to 25%. Oil content is 30 to 40%, and soluble sugars is 12 to 18%. Niger should be grown in light black soils or brownish loam soil with sufficient depth. Okay, so this certain discussions we have seen regarding the biology of Niger seeds. Okay, now if you see about the MSP which is announced by the government regarding Niger seeds, highest absolute increase in MSP over previous year, that means 2024-25. Okay, here previous year means 2024-25. All right, so the highest absolute increase in MSP over the previous year has been recommended for what? Niger seed. Okay, it has been recommended for Niger seed for Kharif marketing season 2025-26. The MSP for of Niger seed for 2025 is 9,537 quintals, and the margin of our cost is 50%. Increase of MSP over the year 2024-25, that means the MSP of Niger seed for 2025-26, if we compare it with the MSP for 2024-25, so increase is what? Rupees 820 per quintal. Whereas if we compare the increase over 2013-14 MSP, then it increased by how much? 172%. That means government is preferring or giving preference to Niger seeds in the recent times. All right. Now, next question. So consider the following trees. Okay. So what are the trees here? Jackfruit. Okay. Artocarpus heterophyllus, Mohua, Madhuca indica, then teak tectona grandis. Okay, so how many of the above are deciduous trees? Okay, so this question came in 2023 prelims. Now, first one is what? Jackfruit, Artocarpus heterophyllus. Second is Mohua. Third is teak. So we'll have to mention how many of these three trees are deciduous. So except for jackfruit, both Mohua and teak are what? Deciduous. That means only 2 will be the correct answer. Okay. So the answer for this question is option number B, only 2. Now here I have presented to you a list of trees which are deciduous and which are evergreen, like your teak, sal, sisam, mohua, amla. Okay. then Semul, Kusum, Sandalwood, Bale, Polash, Clare. Okay, these are all your deciduous trees. Whereas evergreen trees are like ebony, mahogany, okay, rosewood, cinchona, then mango, kapok tree, rubber tree, coconut, jamun, figs, avocado. These are all your evergreen trees. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number three. So you see, which of the following organisms perform waggle dance? Okay, perform waggle dance for others of their kin to indicate the direction and distance to a source of their food. So which organism performs waggle dance? Okay, this was asked in 2023 prelims. So whether it's butterflies, whether it's dragonflies, whether honeybees or wasps. So the correct answer to this question is your honeybees, right? So therefore, option number C is the answer to this particular question, right? So you see, if we talk about honeybees, so it belongs to the family what? Apiaceae, or it is also known as Apidae. Okay, Apidae. So Apidae. Then the important species of honeybees, if you see, most important, commercially important, and most widely accepted bee species for commercial cultivation of honey is your Apis mellifera, the European bee. Then Indian hive bee Apis cerana indica, little bee Apis florea, rock bee Apis dorsata, and dammer bee or stingless bee, which is Melipona iridipennis. So this stingless bee, which is Melipona iridipennis, this belongs to the family of Meliporidae. Okay, it belongs to the family of Meliporidae. Right. Now there are two types of dances which is performed by honeybees. One is a round dance, other one is a tail wagging or waggle dance. So round dance is performed when the food sources are near, like 25 to 100 meters from the hive. It gives no clue of direction. So in case of round dance, there is no factor of direction. Okay, there is no factor of direction, right? Okay. Then if you see tail wagging or waggle dance, this is performed when the food sources are far away. Okay, it tells about the direction and also the amount of energy which is needed to reach the food source. And this amount of energy, okay, this is determined by the number of circuit, like the like the bee would move right in this way. Okay, so then number of circuit that it makes in this way, they will be estimating the amount of energy. Suppose 8 to 9 circuits in 15 minutes. Okay, 8 to 9 circuits in 15 minutes, then it is like 200 meters away. Okay, so in this way they will determine the amount of energy, and amount of energy gives what? Amount of energy gives the distance. Okay, amount of energy gives the distance, right? Okay. Next, we'll talk about the next question with reference to the role of biofilters in recirculatory aquaculture system. Consider the following statements. Biofilters provide waste treatment by removing eaten fish feed. Then, biofilters convert ammonia present in fish waste to nitrate. And the third statement is biofilters can increase phosphorus as a nutrient for fish in water. So, how many of these statements given above are correct? So, we'll have to say how many are correct. Okay, so if you see whether option number one, two, three, which of these are correct? Actually, option number one is very correct. Okay, it removes uneaten fish feed. This is correct statement. Then option number two, if you see biofilters convert ammonia present in fish waste to nitrate, absolutely correct. And number three, biofilters increase phosphorus as a nutrient for fish and water. No, this is wrong. Biofilters, what they do, they reduce both nitrogen and phosphorus. Okay, nitrogen as in ammonia and phosphorus. So therefore, only two statements is correct. So our answer is answer number B. Okay, right. Next. Here you see regarding we'll talk about recirculatory aquaculture system. Now you know that recirculatory aquaculture system has been given very much importance under what? Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, isn't it? It's a very important component under Matsya Sampada Yojana. And even you have seen that this RAS, recirculatory aquaculture system, is also very prominent component under Pradhan Mantri Matsya Kisan Sah Yojana. Yes? Yeah. So this is a part of the subscheme of Matsya Sampada Yojana as well, right? In the innovative technology part. In the innovative technology part of this subscheme of Sah Yojana, so there you will see this circulatory system के लिए भी एक कुछ provisions है. ठीक है? Okay, let's see about what is this recirculatory aquaculture system. So it is a technology where water is recycled and it is reused, okay, after mechanical and biological filtration and removal of suspended matter and metabolites. So this method is used for high density culture of various species of fish utilizing minimum land area and water. First thing, that we reuse and recycle the water both by mechanical and biological filtration. Secondly, it is what it is used for high density culture of various fish, right? And so that we will utilize what minimum land area and water. Why minimum water? Because we're reusing the water, we're recycling and reusing the water, right? So recirculatory systems, they filter and clean water by recycling it back to fish culture tanks. The technology is based on the use of mechanical and biological filters, and the method can be used for any species grown in aquaculture. The reconditioned water circulates through the system, and not more than 10% of the total water volume. This point is very important, huh? Not more than 10% of the total water volume is replaced daily. Okay, so only up to 10% is only replaced daily. Then next you see the numerous filter designs are used in recirculatory systems. Now, what is the use of filtration? What is the use of these filters? To remove metabolic waste, excess nutrients, solids from the water, and to provide good quality water for the aquatic organism, right? So that is the purpose of this. Three, four things are the purpose of filtration in RAS, right? Purpose of filtration. What is it? Number one, to remove metabolic waste. Number two, excess nutrient. Number three, solids from the water. Number four is good quality water for the aquatic organisms. Now, accordingly, we use biofilters in uh, your recirculatory aquaculture systems. Okay, so what are biofilters? These are key components, okay, for the filtration of water in a circulatory aquaculture system. Okay, and what are the functions of biofilter? These three are the important functions of biofilter. What the biofilter do is that they convert ammonia which is present in fish waste to nitrate. So ammonia is what? It is toxic to the fish. Okay, ammonia is toxic to the fish. So in biofilter, with the help of biofilter, this ammonia is converted into nitrate, which is non-toxic. Which is non-toxic. Okay, so how it will do? You see that this biofilters, they act as a substrate on which the nitrifying bacteria grow. These bacteria consume ammonia to nitrate ultimately. Okay. Next, also they remove uneaten fish food, right? Fish fecal matter, growth of algae and other organisms which would otherwise contaminate the water. This can also be used to reduce the phosphorus levels, not increase. Okay, it is to reduce the phosphorus levels. So I hope it is clear about biofilters. Next question. System of rice intensification of cultivation in which alternate wetting and drying of rice fields is practiced results in what? Reduced seed requirement, absolutely correct. Reduced methane production, absolutely correct. Reduced electricity consumption, absolutely correct. So select the correct answer using the code given below. This was in 2022 prelims. So if you see, the answer to this question will be what? All the three statements are correct. Okay, all the three statements are correct, because you see it reduces the seed requirement, it reduces the methane production, it reduces the electricity consumption as well. Okay, right. Now here you see about a system of rice intensification. Okay, so this technique was invented by Father Henry Laulini in Madagascar in 1983, and it saves about 20 to 25% water. So the total water use efficiency is improved by 52% and irrigation water efficiency is improved by 78%. Only 100-meter square nursery area is sufficient for planting in 1 hectare area, and transplanting can be done in 11 to 12 days after sowing. The seed rate is also very less, 5 to 6 kgs. In conventional system, we have 80 to 100 kg seed, isn't it? We require. And here you see, if you see in Sri, this is only 5 to 6 kgs. Reduces methane emission by up to 70%. Why? Because of the alternate wetting and drying. Also enhances carbon sequestration. Reduces the net greenhouse gas emissions per hectare by an average of 20 to 40%. Okay. So these are the advantages of Sri method of cultivation of rice. Next, we'll talk about the next question. So, which one is the most important anthropogenic source of both methane and nitrous oxide? So, if you see whether it's cotton, whether it's rice, whether it's sugarcane, whether it's wheat, or whether it's yeah, these are the four questions: cotton, rice, sugarcane, and wheat. So, which is the most important anthropogenic source of methane and nitrogen oxide and nitrous oxide? So answer to this question will be option number B. It is rice. Okay, answer to this question will be option number B. That is your rice. So let's discuss about this. So according to the Global Methane Assessment, okay, which was done jointly by UNEP, that is United Nations Environment Program, and Climate and Clean Air Coalition. So they've revealed that anthropogenic sources of methane. Okay, they account for 60% of the total methane emission, and out of this 60%, 90% comes from these three sources: agriculture, fossil fuels, and waste. And as the figure suggests, agriculture is by far the highest contributor, right? Okay, so agriculture is the by far the biggest source of anthropogenic methane, with about 32% of the total emissions originating from enteric fermentation and also manure management. Plus, the remaining 8% hai, it comes from where? Rice cultivation. Okay, that is where this question came from. Cattle is also an enormous contributor that accounts for more than 70% of the total livestock emissions. Okay, right. So I hope the questions are clear till now. Let's move to the last question for the day with reference to Gucci. With reference to Gucci, sometimes mentioned in the news, consider the following statements. It is a fungus. It grows in some Himalayan forest areas. It is commercially cultivated in the Himalayan foothills of northeastern India. So, which of the statements is correct in here? Okay, so that is first one is your fungus. Yes, obviously it is a fungus. Then it grows in the Himalayan forest areas, absolutely, but it is not commercially cultivated. Okay, Gucci cannot be cultivated commercially. It grows in nature only, right? So, which are the statements correct? So, 1 and 2 are correct. That is again option number C. Okay. So, option number C is our correct answer, right? So, Gucci mushroom belongs to the family of Morchellaceae of the Ascomycota, and it is also known as morel, one of the most expensive mushroom in the world, but it cannot be cultivated commercially. Okay, cannot be cultivated commercially, and it grows in conifer forest across temperate regions. Sorry, it's not temperature regions. It should be temperate regions, across temperate regions and foothills of Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, and Jammu and Kashmir. So these mushrooms, they usually grow in clusters on logs of decaying wood, leaves, and humus soil. So this cannot be cultivated commercially. Okay, it doesn't grow commercially. So that statement was wrong in there. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope this session has given you an insight about the questions that are being asked in UPSC 2023 and 2022 related to agriculture. Okay, I've tried to discuss as per the question. Okay, so please watch the session, and if you like it, do like and share to your friends. Subscribe to our YouTube and Telegram channel. Thank you.